Welcome to Channel 7 Soul. Today, we meet someone who takes us on a journey of mindfulness, flexibility, and inner peace. She lives by the saying, flexible body, flexible mind. Meet Louisa, our gymnastics and yoga coach. She's my sister-in-law. She's not just about poses. She's about connecting mind, body, and spirit. Let's find out more. Our backyard is our sanctuary, a place where we find balance and inspiration. And today, we've invited Louisa to guide us and join us on a yoga session.
Try to go front how you can. Like more deep inhale, exhale. Like release here.
Louisa's style is a blend of hatha, vinyasa, and a gentle yin yoga. She believes that each asana, or pose, has a story, a lesson to teach us about patience, strength, and surrender.
Go to the child pose. Slowly and relax, breathe.
You see, yoga isn't about being perfect. It's about breathing deep, feeling the earth below you, and letting go of all the stress.
Right arm up. You like black? 2, 3, 4, 5. If you can do this way, look. You can take it off and do this way. 1, 2, 3, 4. In the middle or up. To the heart. To challenging yourself, you can put up and look up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, your leg, the knee, and chest. Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, just practice. Okay, baby. And then after here, you jump. Then
He's doing that anyway.
upper facing dog, down facing dog. Now we're sitting back and we finish our practice. Close your eyes. Feel how the earth's giving to energy, light energy, power, love, happiness.
In this episode, we'll explore asanas and pranayama, which are the benefits of physical and emotional health with the breath of life itself, and maybe even a little laughter, because yoga isn't just serious, it's joyful. Namaste. With yoga, we remain peaceful and at one with everything around us. Luisa, what's up, sister?
Hi, Tony.
How are
Hi,
you?
everyone. I'm doing amazing. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah.
Really
We're happy to
cool.
have you on the podcast today.
Yay. I'm excited too.
So, how long have you been doing yoga?
It's around 2 years since 2022.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good, good. I think I've been doing yoga about a year myself. I remember asking you one day, I was like, Luisa, can you train me? Helps train yoga every now and then.
How did you like it?
I love it. And I think the first time I thought about needing yoga, it came from like this old man thing, like, oh man, my back is hurting. I'm like, my body's not the same as it used to be. And I was like, I wonder if yoga can help, right? But the meditations that came along with it and everything were definitely helpful, and all the other practices within yoga, which I'm sure you can explain a lot more because you've learned so much more. Where did you first study yoga? Where did you learn yoga?
I didn't study. I studied a little bit later, after 1 year later, but I learned about the yoga. I got some part of my life. I started to get depression, and I started to get, to be clear, I get a divorce, and that period of time I get, let's call depression. That's what I get. And when I play tennis and I do gymnastics, I do just sports, running, and the one day I felt it's not enough. It's not stress relief.
Those sports weren't enough?
It wasn't enough. And I'm like, something wrong. Like, I'm getting depressed. And usually when I'm getting stressed, I'm just going running or play tennis.
And you can kind of get the energy out.
Yeah,
and then
angriness and just gone. But here is like angriness right here. It doesn't go away. And I'm like,
interesting.
I need to something try new. And I don't know, it was Instagram or something. It just was like yoga. And I'm like, let me try. I signed up. I was living in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I signed up next to my house. And I tried first time. And how did you explain me right now about first time you doing yoga? And you feel like old man or old stuff,
that's
right?
what initially brought me to want to do yoga. And then I knew you were doing it. So I figured you could help teach me or like introduce me to some of the ideas, which I'm glad I did, because even on the beginner level, like you can feel your body just change and stretch. And but I think it's a whole mind, body, soul type of thing where it helps align you in more than just like stretching your body,
That's amazing. You have your opinion right now. My first time opinion wasn't like this. I'm like, yoga, let me try. Let me just try and go. I'm like, I'm flexible. I'm gonna be good. Like, let's just chill. I just want to.
I think at that same time too, because I've always been searching on the internal, like the Zen stuff and the Buddhism stuff. I was always looking into it and studying all these different belief systems, and yoga brought me into thinking, okay, let's see what they're thinking. And it's actually really interesting.
So you already started to be spiritual. You're talking about not spiritual, like this is Buddha thing. You already know what is it, right?
Yeah.
That's amazing. I didn't know.
Interesting.
I went there as like one more sport I want to explore or something. I went there for first my time. I did like 1 hour. And I'm like, okay. But when I drive back to my home and I'm like, want to go to my house from the car, I couldn't stand up because I felt my all spines like open up. And I'm like, wow.
Wow, from yoga.
From yoga for first time. I'm like, what was that?
Amazing, right?
Yeah. And I'm like, I want to keep doing that. Explore.
So you said you went through some depression, and your old sports like gymnastics and things like that weren't really helping you through. So how did yoga help you? Like, how did yoga change your life?
First of all, as a being professional athlete and gymnast, they teach us not to cry, not to show feelings, and you want it, you get it. That's it. You need the medal, you get it medal. You need to like finish your stuff at gymnastics when you are in competition or something. And of course, I'm person very hard to cry. Was before back of the day, and when I went to second time and third time to the yoga class, I just was doing the stretching. I don't remember what yoga that was. I think it was Yin, and Vinyasa together. And after like 30 minutes, I just started crying.
Yeah.
I started just literally cry. I'm like, what's going on? And I started to feel like relief, you know. And it wasn't. Before I thought if I'm gonna do the sports, play, and this anger is gonna go away, but this kind of not depression, stress, depression was different level, and I cry off. I cry off like maybe 3 months, because it was I had 6 years relationship, 5 years marriage, and it wasn't easy to just get separate, and yeah.
And yoga helped you through it.
It's an interesting story, you know. When I started yoga, I didn't know what does it mean. And a lot of people was with beautiful tattoo, with beautiful stories about Buddha and everything. I'm like, what are you talking about? So can I explain a little bit about myself? I grew up as an atheist, and for me it was absolutely new stuff to know, like believing for something. My mom and dad teach us believe to yourself, believe for heart, and believe for karma. That's it, how we grow up. Well, I grew up fully good.
Well, it's interesting because in Buddhism, I mean, even though there are many gods like in Hinduism and stuff like that, like really they are an atheistic type of religion, like Buddhism and stuff. So that's, for me, I think what drew me toward it as well, because it's in contrast to like how things are in America with Christianity or even Catholicism or anything. But I've always been more agnostic, secular, atheist, and I was drawn more towards yoga and Buddhism because they were the ancient atheists, is the way I see it, because they look to see what's inside of them. I think the inner work and the framework that yoga can provide us is what's helpful. And I think regardless of like your belief system, it can help anyone. But I think for me anyway, coming from being more atheistic at a time, and then softening up on my atheistic point of view and opening up to the spiritual world more, that's where I saw like the Zen and the Buddhism and the yoga actually helped calm me too. And then I felt like the world opened up. I felt like there was a time in life where I was kind of oblivious to the emotions of other people. And maybe because I was trying to just try too hard to go get it, go do what I was trying to do. But I feel like it helped me in that way. Do you feel, is that what you're talking about? That kind of thing? Or when you said the whole...
Excuse me. Yes, it was something. But for you, it's open up in your world is a little bit different. You start to learn, you saw it. And for me, I believe that for all people it's come in different way. For me, it came through the yoga. When I started to yoga, after 3 months, I started to meet people, interesting people, like who knows really good astrology, numerology, chakra analysis, and they live with all that worlds around. And lunar, do you know the lunar? They tell like what your signs, like Taurus, I'm the Taurus one, or like Gemini, something.
Now, see, coming from an atheistic point of view, that is kind of like, well, what is all that stuff, right?
Yeah,
what is all that?
I heard a lot, like in my country, they always talking about the lunar thing. It's the Chinese, I'm not sure what they call clearly, but the like 12, you have like Gemini, you have water something, Aquarius, all 12 creatures, not even creatures, I don't know what is that. And Kazakhstan believe that. I'm from Kazakhstan. But I'm like, okay, for me it was always fun and I never really read it or understand about. Like, it's okay.
I think the
Taurus,
ancient
Taurus.
astrology was really interesting
Yeah, the
because it
called
was where
astrology,
the
right?
constellations were coming up in the night sky. They were just watching the stars so much that they were able to map pretty much everything, and the 26,000 year cycle of the Earth. And I think the basis of yoga is that, like, it connects with nature in such a way that all the rhythms of the solar system and the world and life in general is all taken into consideration. So in that way, you can take into consideration the zodiac.
Yeah, so with the zodiac and as astrology, so I heard about, but I never been inside, and I never had like people around me like so knowledgeable about. And when I started to meet the people, when I'm starting to do the yoga, those 3 months from January till May, I met so many friends, so many good friends, and they're like, "Hey, Louisa, give me your birthday and when you like was born, the place and everything. We're gonna make your they call astrology map, astrology card, and chakra analysis, numerologies." And I'm like, okay, whatever. I'm like, yeah, why not? You know. And I started understand. I started after yoga open up because that's yoga helped me. When you're doing exercise, when you're running, is only one muscles part of works, right? When you do not gymnastic, at a gym or like play tennis, is not all muscles working. We have in the body the blocks, which is coming from post trauma, from childhood trauma, and it's keeping it.
So there's blocks in our body that keeps parts of our bodies tensed up.
Yeah.
And we can relieve the stress on those body parts by
doing yoga.
Yes. Yeah. And healing parts of your body.
Yes.
Emotionally and physically.
Yeah. I started to do physically, and my emotional, I get like more bright. I get more like, wow, I want to explore this one. Before I'm like, oh, I don't want to like believe for something or something. Now I want to believe. Why not? You know, it doesn't hurt me.
Yeah.
I want to believe. I want to explore everything. We don't know. We are the people. We don't know. We knows like exactly how they raise us inside the book, inside the box, like Bible and everything. Like I call it's, I believe too right now. But before I call it as manipulation. That's it. What I knew.
Yeah. That
now,
makes sense.
Yeah.
I understand that. I can see that. So whereas like now, when you truly understand the power of, the way I see it is the power of oneness, and that's where real empathy comes from, when we all think of we're one together, right? And then knowing that you can actually do things and believe and have faith. I think that's the word you're talking about when you say believe, right? When people say they have faith in something, they have faith in the outcome of how something can be, or they have faith into someone. But faith, I think, when you look at it from the aspect of, it doesn't matter if you believe in like a god, or if you're atheistic or Buddhist or whatever. If you have a vision and you have a mission and you have goals, then you can have faith to manifest a future goal and make it happen. And by the way, have fun while you're doing it, like enjoying the ride, enjoying the journey. When
I met those people who were like numerology astrologists, they started writes, like they took like 1 week for them, or like some of them 3 days. And I'm like, okay, let me listen. And they started to explain to me. And whatever you said right now, they started to tell, hey, you came with this one mission here to this earth. You came this one. I'm like, what? Okay.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
And I remember chakra analysis. Once Diana's friends, Asema, she started 2018, and she's like, hey, Louisa, can I do to you, please? Because it's new for me, and you just listen. If you like it, not like just give me the reviews. I'm like, okay. And that time she told me, your heart will open through the kids. And I'm like, okay.
Your heart will open through kids.
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, probably I need to have kids, right? And that's what I thought. It's like normal thing. But right now I understand. I think
because you're working with kids.
We will, come to those questions. Yeah, I'm working with kids, and yeah.
Interesting. So they've done a spiritual analysis on you,
Yes.
and they found out that your heart will open and you'll be more fulfilled after working with kids.
Yes. Exactly. Working. Not
Mhm.
and my opinion, I was like, had a kids, have a kids. And I'm like, like
I see.
I just married, I don't want a kids, and I'm like, I'm really far from kids.
Yeah. So you then return to the gymnastics in the world, but as a trainer.
Yeah.
And then how did that change
It's,
for you?
it's actually change everything. Change every, like, okay, let me explain. So those ICMA, she talk about chakra analysis. She's pretty good with that. She tell me everything about like past and future and why I came here in this world.
Wow.
Yeah, it's interesting. And you can do every year numerology, every year astrology, and even, for example, you doing podcasts, right? What they better and best push to the online, to the live. Can you imagine in that like small details they have?
Wow.
Yeah.
That is really interesting, actually.
Yeah, and I'm doing right now every year. And I'm like, ooh, fun. Of course, my 80s part, like squeezing me other side, like read the book, find out some stuff, and it's helping me too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, more knowledge about myself. So when I go back to gymnastics, I'm coming back to your questions. One of my friends, she's like, hey, my friends do, or my kids doing gymnastics, they hire the coaches. If you have like free time, they welcome. I told you about them. You're like, you level 10, you have the like certificates, you have a medal, you 10 years war at gymnastics. And I'm like, okay. And I sent all my medals, certificates to the coach, Nick, to Jim Strada. And he's like, hey, Luisa, you are hired.
Nice.
Like, wow. But I was scary. I was afraid to go there because I didn't drop by myself. I didn't drop gymnastics because I wanted or I didn't want to, because I already had a trauma. When you have a big sport, when you athlete, mostly gymnastics, you have so many traumas. And my mom already said, like, you need to drop. It's enough. Or I don't want to, like, have a disabled daughter or something. Like, is it for your future? I'm like, okay. And I broke. That time I don't remember how old I was, 13 or... And I never went back to gymnastics because it was painful to me. And this time I was scary. And then, like, I was so nervous, like, a couple days. And it was like...
When you first started working with the kids, you were nervous?
Yeah, not with the kids.
Just
to go there.
Just to returning to the gymnastics world?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just to be, like, return, like, see the gymnasts, see the bars, see the beam, you know, and but when I came back, my first day started is in January, and I felt happiest day in my life.
Yeah?
Yes.
Very cool.
It was like I went back to that time, and the old feelings all blooming inside me, all like brightness. I like breathed. My breathing was like my heartbeat, and I'm like, I was so happy.
Wow.
And I was so happy, and I'm like, what? Like, I'm like, I'm making money. I'm making good money, and I'm always achieving my stuff. And all my life was making good money, and I thought it's like make me happy. I'm gonna buy whatever I want, right? A relationship or something, but no. It's different. I cannot say it's what my future is gonna be like. I'm gonna teach kids, but for now it's fun. I just call like fun job, and I love it so much.
That's good. And you're doing what you love to do. And you were pretty much raised being a gymnast, so it is like your passion, right? You came back to your passion that the passion that you had when you were younger?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always had a passion for something. If I want, I will do it. But here is not really passion. It's something, I cannot say I wasn't happy all those like 10, 15 years after gymnastics. I was happy, but like partial. But when I go back to gymnastics, I was like fulfilled. I'm like, I didn't even understand. It was like so amazing. It's like the life starts when it's stop your fears,
Life starts when you get over your fears.
Yes, that is true. That is true. Like every small steps, it's amazing. But it's cool. It's cool to do what you like, and I think the yoga helped me because when I start meet those people and I start to think what I like, what I love to do, and what I want to do. And we women, we change all our minds. I want this one. Mostly me, I'm like this. I can sometimes catch up myself like what I want to do. I have always something to do. And yes, it's amazing.
So after doing yoga, meeting these people, and going back into the gymnastics world, do you feel like you have more intuition now?
When I started the yoga, after 6 months, I felt what else I like to do. And I started more pay attention, more learn myself, like about myself, what I like. Because, we are grew up in the box. Like, however, everybody can say, no, my parents good. Our parents is amazing. With my sister, the parents. But anyway, the society, what do you call it in English? Society, it's like squeezing you. They put it to the box, and I threw away those stuff from my head, and I started going, what do you like? What do you like? And yeah, those people, astrologists, and I start from that part. They explain me like what your mission came, and I'm like, let me explore myself. Like if Asema said the chakra analysis, try to be skis. I'm like, okay, let me try to skis. And she also, I remember now, said like do something with your hands, and you're gonna get more like excited. And I'm like, what do you mean that? And I started to do painting, and right now I'm doing pottery. I'm so happy. I'm so
So are you artistic?
I'm more artistic.
Yeah, you create a lot.
I do create a lot, yeah. Oh, and by the way, I want to tell, before I think it's this process, this transformation, how they call astrology people. It's not only one thing, not only yoga. The people starting, like I have so much friends who doing that, who believe in that, and how the world changing now is everywhere, right? Beside that, my astrology part, or no astrology, atheist part, Louisa, like, let's learn something else. So I started to read 12 books, not read the audio book, Dark Psychology and Manipulation Bible. Yeah, if somebody interested, I can even show who did it. This has helped me a lot, not to manipulate the people, right?
But to know how you're being manipulated?
And it's not who manipulate me. It's about learn yourself.
Okay.
This book is amazing. Audible. Of course, you can use to manipulation for someone, and I'm not recommended to do this.
Sounds like the dark arts. Don't do it, people.
Yes, it's Dark Psychology, Manipulation Bible. This has helped me to know myself better, like body language and everything. I started to record myself. So it's the Todd Brown and Jeremy Shaw, George Bigelow, as amazing books if you want to learn yourself, how you sit, how you're close. You see, right now I'm close, I'm like, I'm very nervous, or how you're like too much, like so stuff, or I touching the hair, for example, or throwing the stuff, something like this. And it's interesting, and it's all came together. They call transformation. They call, yeah, Actually, I've been doing transformation 2 years.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm more artistic
Mhm.
art person. I love to do art. And sometimes I had a time I didn't touch the painting. Now I'm going back. And it's like some stuff and pushing you, like how you asked me about did yoga change you or this all stuff you came like your intuition.
Mhm.
Yes, I after 6 months yoga and I starting like some feel people
Mhm.
how they like afraid or how they look, how they like mostly after this book I already see if some people scared I'm starting help or something like at work right now after 2 years doing yoga every day.
Mhm.
And I did hot yoga. Actually, why? Let me tell you, I love my fears. I have so many fears, and I love what they call destroy them.
Mm.
So I'm claustrophobic, like with the close stuff, and
Okay.
I'm like I need to go to the hot yoga because it's the close and hot, and it's
Okay,
gonna
so you
be-
do things to face your fears.
yes,
Okay.
fix to face and fix. Yeah, it's hard to do sometimes, but I'm exploring. It's
Well,
not
that's
gonna
good.
work. It's not gonna work.
That's a
It's
really
fine.
good trait to have, if you ask me. If you can face your fears and you can use something as a tool to overcome your fears and then become a better person on the other side, that's amazing.
Yeah, that's if you're gonna see a lot of people saying in their Facebook or in their websites, Instagram, the life starts when you face your fears, and it's true. It's amazing.
Yeah, I like that. Life starts when you face your fears.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I was afraid of, or I'm going to the like interview, right? Everybody afraid of interview, not podcast kind of interview, like job interview. And so my first like intuition, valuable, I call intuition. It's after 1.5 years. I came back after Japan trip. It was travel trip, not business trip. And before Japan, I felt like I need to start look at the job. I thought, but after 2-3 days, like inside me, push me like send a resume. Like you need to find a job right now. You need. I'm like, what's going on, you know? And my heart's starting like I couldn't find inside myself, like peaceness, and I'm like, okay, what is that? And then okay, I starting listen myself, listen my body. Then my heart starting beat fast, like do it right now. You know, you kind of like speaking with other Louisas, we all have like inside, like. And what happened next? I get lucky. I found the job in 5 days and fully remote. And what was about this is intuition. I found out later. When I found out the job, I already got the offer. I already signed up, and I had to work like 1 month to my Citibank. And they said, Louisa, you're so lucky. We like 1,000 people get laid off, and your name is there. I'm like, wow. And I'm like,
Yeah, that is
this
amazing.
is intuition. I'm like, wow.
Wow.
And I started cry. I started cry because I couldn't believe.
Wow. Well, you're a go-getter and you deserve it. You deserve to get the job that you are working so hard to get. So how does someone become a go-getter like you?
Just do it. Don't listen nothing. Don't be lazy. Just do it. That's it. You want it, you get it. You want to be happy, be happy. I try to find the happiness everywhere. Like I went to Miami for 1 month. I want to move there, and I thought I'm gonna be happy there or happy there. Like for example, one of the achievements of the latest achievements, the go-getter is happiness. And no, it means you're running from yourself. You are where you are right now, and you are happy where you are right now. And it's happiness not from outside coming, not from boyfriends, not from husband, not from kids. They come in and living. Basically, you are came for this world by yourself. It's saying also in astrologist too, and you live into like Buddha, like everything karma, right? And it means everything inside. Open your heart, be happy right now.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And
You
I
can be
start-
happy right now. You
Yeah.
have everything that you have right now. You are perfect.
I know. I have a good job. I have an amazing apartment. I have a sister here. I have nephew. Like, and we live in. It's the amazing thing when after the gymnastics coaching, I'm like, hey, do you want to tea? Yes, I
Mhm.
want to tea. And just come to talking sister is the best.
So
thing.
that's amazing that you have those values. So with that context, then what is success and what is wealth? Have those definitions changed for you?
Without wealth, cannot be success. I guess.
But what is wealth?
I'm not sure.
What is success?
Success. I think when you are happy, when you are living how you want to live.
Mm.
Success when you are appreciating. I mean, how to achieve? Okay, how to achieve success, right?
Or what is it? Just what is it? What is success to you? What does it mean to you? And what does being wealthy mean to you?
What is the wealthy mean?
Hmm?
What is the wealthy mean?
Wealthy. Some people think in terms of wealthy. If I ask the question wealthy, they may think of monetary wealth, of course, because that's what a lot of people think. But I find that I'm wealthy in many other ways other than just money, where I have time with my family, love, the affection of my family. Well, I hope, you know. But yeah, those type of things. Or success that I've found is, I think I cherish the small victories.
Mm-hmm.
Like for these bracelets, for instance. Like I made these with my son Enzo,
Mm-hmm.
and we made them together. And I just, was just getting some beads together, just something to do with the kids, right? And then I ended up just making extra bracelets. And then since we had extra beads and extra bracelets, I just like started giving some away or selling some for like $5 here and there. And actually we made a profit. So me and Enzo made a successful little business out of just making bracelets.
So you talking about the goals? You put in the goals or wishes, and when you achieve, that's the goal success for you.
I think so. I think in that way, I defined that as a successful thing in itself. Like I was able to spend time with my family, make bracelets, have some fun, and share them with other people. And that was successful. And I've also found that throughout time is when we are actually doing something and we're in the creative process as people, is where we actually are happy. There is something in the doing, it's almost like a struggle. It's almost like that uphill climb has to be there to challenge us,
Mm-hmm.
to feel like we're growing, to feel like we're becoming, even though we are inside, we already are.
Mm-hmm.
Like how we were saying earlier, we already are perfect. We already are, and that in conjunction with having the faith to pull you through while you're building, I feel that's kind of how I put all those values together.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like asking other people, what is success to you? What is wealth to you? And there's some books on it too, where they're saying there's so many different types of, I think like 7 different types of wealth. If you say, I have time, or I have money, or I have power, or all these different things, right? There's just it's a perspective. I think it's a matter of perspective.
Yeah.
So that's why I like to ask that. But okay.
I think you answered perfectly.
Yeah. So I have a really serious question. This could make or break your career. Are you ready? Are you ready for this question, Louisa?
Are you ready?
What's better, Hawaiian coffee or Costa Rican coffee?
No, that's a bad question. Till my birthday was Hawaiian, but now it's Costa Rican. I love Costa Rica. I love Costa Rican people and Costa Rican coffee. I'm sorry, brother.
Wow.
But have you tried it?
I have tried it because you brought me some and I drank some. But I don't know if it tasted different than my Kona coffee. I'm just saying.
You know, it's a,
I'm just saying.
it's very similar. So the whole beans coming from Arabica beans, how they call, right? But they starting grow in Costa Rica and Hawaii because it's different weather, and they have volcano, the earth makes it. That's why it gives taste different, but it's very similar with Hawaii because it's same. Costa Rica is not the island,
Mm,
but they have 5 or 6 volcano, same as the
and,
Hawaii
they,
has.
and they have good coffee, huh?
And they have good
So
good life, good coffee.
Louisa actually likes traveling and likes, tasting different things around the world, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
Do you have any trips or anything coming up like that?
No, not
No?
soon. But soon I'm going to the Kazakhstan.
Okay.
I'm going for 2-3 weeks to my country. I'm gonna eat when I grew up, when I was born. But next trip after that, I don't have days off. Lots if I to go outside. I can be travel inside. I haven't think about, but what kind of trip I'm getting ready at the Machu Picchu, at the Cusco, Machu Picchu, at the Peru.
Very cool.
Yeah, this is my dream, and it's they lived as in astrologists. The Maya, Aztecas from Mexico. They're all about believe the stars and everything, and I'm really excited to go there because my friends from here, from Virginia Beach, she was born there, but she grew up in Texas, and I'm like, I want to go with you because I want to hear those story about like everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, my grandma living in Cusco. I'm like, no way, we're going to your grandma. We're gonna stay in there.
That'd be cool to see that place. Was it Machu Picchu?
Machu Picchu.
Machu Picchu.
There was in the mountains, the city and the mountains is, I believe, it's. Have you ever seen?
Yeah, I think I've seen.
There's a lot of
stuff online.
llamas. Yeah, it's beautiful. I feel like magical place because house back of the day they built, and the people live on top the mountains. And Peru itself, it's like very high, and some people get dizzy like me. Because for the third day on the Costa Rica, I'm going up and down. It's all about the mountains. I already started to get a headache. I took the aspirin because even I'm from mountains, right, country.
Yeah.
But yeah,
wow,
that's a different topic.
Yeah. So you've posted a lot of that on Instagram and stuff. I don't always see it, but I see some of what you post.
I post all my travels, all my what I spend for, where I stay, like the safest place and not safe. I don't talk a lot, but I post what I'm eating. I eat. I love to try everything.
Nice.
Because what we live for. That is my passion.
Yeah.
That is my.
So where can people find you? What's your Instagram thing?
Oh, my Instagram is Luisa, Luiza, New York. That's my first name. I was in New York. Yes, you can find it there. I think you can put like
Yeah, Louisa, New York.
Luisa, New York stuff. Yeah. My Instagram open. If you have any questions, please. I'm like this. I always have to answer and answer.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Are we good?
Yoga offers a stark contrast to the hustle and bustle of everyday life around us. Yoga allows us to calm down, dig deeper, and refresh. And for some, like my sister Louisa, you might just find a new perspective in life, a new angle, a new meaning, a multifaceted world that's non-judgmental and full of peace, happiness, and prosperity.